is about going natural. So if you want to go natural, stay tuned.
So the first thing about going natural, I would say, is the big chop. If you want to see faster results, this is the best way to go. So the goal of the big chop is to just cut all that dead, processed hair away. And you just completely start fresh with new hair. I will include pictures of my big chop. Bit of hair that I took off. I just got to the point where I was really tired of having really damaged hair, and I would wet my hair and it would be curly, crispy at the top, not crispy, but like curly, really tight spiral curls at the top, and then you would get to a certain point and it would be bone stick straight. So it got to a point where it hit a certain length and it would not grow. It wouldn't grow no matter what I did, no matter how good I took care, it just would not grow. So I decided I was gonna cut it off. I was extremely scared. Plenty of videos and researched just about going natural, and I'm like, this is for me. I think that I do need to, because I love my curls. I sat down in front of a mirror and my hair is probably still not the same length. I mean, it's more of the same than not, but it's probably not all, still to this day, not the same length, because I'm waiting for it to reach a certain point to where I can cut it all even again. So I chopped. I literally just sat and held my follicle out, and I just chopped everything that was straight all the way to the point where it started to curl. I cut it all off, and I'm like looking in the mirror, freaking out, like, oh my god, I just cut all my hair off. But I'm like, that was the best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did for my hair. You honestly can start this journey without the big chop. It's just gonna take you longer, because your hair is split or damaged at the ends. It'll ultimately start to split. And when your hair splits, it splits up the shaft of your hair. And it damages the entire follicle. Like, it damages the entire hair strand. Like, it's not just the ends. So your split ends will split eventually all the way up. That's why it's really good to just go and get your hair dusted, which is barely taking any off. So that you do get rid of those split ends, because split ends will slowly work their way up the shaft of your hair, which you can buy products that specifically target split ends and really take care of them. And that's a big part of keeping your hair healthy and growing, is taking care of the split ends. Satin pillowcases or headscarves or bonnets, whatever you like or prefer. Satin or silk. And that protects your hair as you sleep. When you sleep, your hair rubs on the pillow, and it's just not, cloth is not good at all for your hair. Microfiber towels. When you get out of the shower and you dry your hair, don't wrap it in a towel. Not a regular towel, because not only does it make it frizzy, but it can also damage your hair as well. You also want to wear your hair in protective styles. That's braids. There are many other protective styles, but braids are the number one, like, protective style. You can braid your natural hair, or you can braid hair into your hair. As long as it's not extremely tight, it shouldn't really damage it. Biggest thing, conditioner. Deep condition. Leave-in conditioners. Very important. Condition your hair, like, give it that moisture back that it needs to start repairing itself. Don't wash your hair. I'm sorry. I know. I don't really care if people think, like, oh, you're gross because I don't wash my hair. I co-wash it, which means I either use a co-wash that I bought, or I use conditioner to wash it. You don't have to wash your hair constantly. And the thing about curly hair, if you have curly hair, I mean, you could be watching this video for straight hair, whatever. It works. All of this stuff works for any kind of hair type. But straight hair, the natural oils in your hair go straight down the shaft of your hair, which in turn makes people with straight hair have to wash their hair a little more often than a curly haired person, because there's no, your hair, it literally, gravity pulls it down. So the shaft, it goes down the shaft of your hair so easily when you have straight hair. When you have curly hair, the coils, it's very hard for the oil to get down all the way to the end of the coils, which is why curly haired people's hair is naturally drier than straight haired people. That's the fact of it. So, co-washing, definitely a must. You don't need to wash your hair. Shampoo strips your hair completely of oils, dirt, all that, everything. So natural oils that you need for your hair to grow, it's stripped away with shampoo. So when you're washing it every single day, you're not giving your hair enough time to put those oils back in and soak it up and moisturize your hair, and you're damaging it in turn. Shampoos and conditioners that you get for your hair need to be sulfate free. So when you shampoo your hair, you don't need to shampoo the ends, because when you rinse it out, it goes through your ends anyways. So you don't need to put the shampoo on your ends, because your ends are your oldest hair. It gets the least amount of natural hair oils, and it needs the most, because that's where your split ends are, blah, blah, blah. So you need to wash with the shampoo, roots, rinse it out with lukewarm water to open up your hair follicles. You use lukewarm water when you're shampooing, and then when you condition, you do your ends, and you focus it on the ends, and then you rinse it out with cool water to close your pores back up. You don't want to use really hot water at all for your hair, because I know girls, females, I like a good hot shower, so don't put that hot water on your hair. It will burn it just like a straightener will burn it. No heat, color, or relaxers or burns. None whatsoever. They damage your hair. It's not worth it. It's none whatsoever. So don't blow dry your hair. Let it naturally air dry. And don't straighten it. Don't curl it. Don't anything. Let it be. Leave it alone. My brother always used to talk, leave your hair alone. And he used to have a really long, gorgeous hair. His hair was always longer than mine. It really made me upset. But anyways, left it alone. You just don't do anything with your hair. Don't damage it. Don't wear it in high. I'm sorry. I'm going against my advice here, but you're not. I don't do it very often. I have my last video and this one, but it was a quick throw it up because it looks kind of ratchet right now. So don't wear hair ties with metal or with the little plastic piece. You need to get cloth hair ties, and you don't need to wear very tight buns, because that pulls your hair and it will start to break on the edges around the hair tie when you constantly pull it up. If you really need to put your hair up all the time or whatever, because my mom wears her hair up all the time, put it in low ponytails or braids. Low ponytails. High ponytails just stress your hair way too much. You need to use wide tooth combs for really curly hair. The curlier your hair, the wider the comb needs to be, because it tears when you have little bitty spaces in between, and you try to, it will tear your hair up. So you have to use wide tooth combs. So only comb when it's wet, like as soon as you get out of the shower, comb it. If you don't like to get your hair wet whenever you get in the shower or whatever the case may be, spray bottle. You need to invest in a spray bottle. I used to get a spray bottle and put oils with the water, and I would mix it together and use that. That brings your curls back to life. That it's winter time. I know people don't really want to wet their hair and go outside because pneumonia, but I still give myself enough time for my hair to dry enough so I can go outside and not get sick. Or I use a spray bottle, and it freshens your curls up. And then you comb through when it's wet and brush only when it's dry, because if you brush when your hair is wet, it's gonna damage your hair. You don't wanna brush when your hair is wet, because your hair is at its weakest when it's wet, and the brush will just tear it up. Also, the brushes that you need to get are real, like boar hair brushes. You need to get real brushes, not the plastic bristled brushes. Those are very bad for your hair as well. Products are your best friend. I can give some products that I use in the description, but I'm not gonna say like the products that I use. But every person is different. My products won't necessarily work in whoever's watching this. You know, no one has the same exact hair. No one's hair is gonna react the same exact way to a product. You just have to trial and error. But I do say moisturizers, oils, and that's like the main. You want moisturizing products, leave-in conditioners, and oils for your hair. With that being said, you can go from that and try to experiment with different things just to try and see what works for your hair. But I can't give you what's gonna work for your hair. I think focus on repairing and maintaining good ends. So that's really important, because no matter how good you take care of your hair, if you have split ends, it's gonna tear your hair up. So I think that's pretty much all that I wrote down. That's all that I wrote down for it. And you also, I know it's winter time, but when summertime comes, using heat protectant, you can find a heat protectant. They have heat protectants that are just for everyday wearing, because the sun can damage your hair if you expose it to too much. I think I covered pretty much everything. And hopefully I gave you guys really good tips and stuff about going natural. So I hope that really helped you guys. Water, if you don't take care of the inside is where your hair grows from. So if it's not healthy on the inside, it's not going to grow. 8-ounce glasses a day. That's what I try to at least have in my system. I try to do more than that, but at least the 8-ounce glasses a day. Vitamins will help. Your hair, skin, and nail vitamins, or just hair vitamins, whatever, and rest. Because when you rest, your whole body rejuvenates. So your hair will grow the most when you're asleep. I'm gonna include pictures, hopefully, of my journey, because my hair was just awful as a kid. I had to do something. It just would not grow. It looked awful. It was very bad. But now it's very healthy, it's very maintainable, and it's been about 3 years. It just turned 3 years in November of me being natural, when I did the big chop and started really taking care of my hair. But I did color my hair twice. So, since then, that's bad. But that's why I'm saying no color, because I really want to chop it off again, because my color is still in my hair. It's still going out. Like, it turned from red to blonde somehow as it faded out of my hair. So I'm wanting to chop my hair again, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave it alone and just try to take care of it the best that I can. I've not been keeping up on my tips and tricks. That's why it's kind of at a plateau again of not growing. But if you follow my tips and tricks, your hair will grow. Don't be afraid to chop it. It'll grow back. It's hair. It really will. And a lot of people think, oh, my hair doesn't grow now, so if I chop it off, I'll be bald forever. Like, no. Once you start taking care of it, once you get rid of that old dead hair, it will thrive. Now that I look back on it, it thrived very fast. It grew very fast back. So, yeah. And I can't believe I'm making my 3-year video for this. It just seems like yesterday that I did it. So just do it. The faster you do it, the sooner you do it, the sooner you'll have good, long, healthy hair. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I'm gonna go ahead and end this before it's 20 minutes long, because I know no one's gonna watch it or watch it all the way through. So thank you for watching if you watched all the way.